Hey loves, today we are joined by a woman whose life tells a story of courage, transformation, and deep evolving love, not just in the world, but at home. She's a respected feminist strategist, a global human rights advocate, and a movement builder with over 15 years experience, amplifying voices of marginalized communities across Africa and beyond. Her work has shaped conversations in rooms that influence policy, philanthropy, and social justice on a global scale. But beyond the titles, the strategy, and the impact made today, we meet her at her most personal role as a mother. In the spirit of Mother's Day, we'll have a conversation with a woman whose journey through motherhood spans seasons, from growing up alongside her firstborn to embracing motherhood again with deeper awareness to navigating the beauty and complexity of a blended family. Her story is not just about raising children, it's about being shaped by them, about learning and unlearning, choosing love in its most honest form. Today, we step into the real, unfiltered experience of motherhood, the quiet moments, the difficult questions, the growth, the guilt, the joy, and the legacy. Please join me in welcoming not just an extraordinary leader, but the woman who gave me life, my mother, Daughtie Ogutu. Previously on Inspire.
So we were basically doing the ABCs of safe sex. Do you know what that means? ABC of safe sex?
Let us know.
Abstinence, be faithful, and condom use.
Oh, wow. Damn.
So you see, Gen
I think
Zs
our
don't know
audience just
that.
learned something new today. Wow.
Where?
Okay. Now, welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
The only guest you've shot twice.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
I'm making history.
Yes. Let's just dive right in. So, today is Mother's Day. Let us know, what does it mean being a mother to you?
Being a mother to me, like, it's everything. It's my whole identity. I think it's where I grounded myself in just knowing who I am. If you recall, as I was speaking about my childhood, I lost a lot of that identity. Yeah, not growing up with my siblings, not growing up with my parents. And for a very long time, I was unsure about who I was. So I would just free flow and try and blend in with the crowd, with the crew, with the girls' crew. But I think when I finally became a mother, when I had you, I started to form my identity. I started to know this is what I want. This is because I just wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about you as well, and I was thinking about what future I want for you, because for a very long time I didn't think I had a future
For yourself.
for myself. Yeah, as I explained previously, is that when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, my life is over. And I was also just trying to navigate a space of being pregnant alone. And this is early 2000. So you were born in 2005, which, yeah. And back in those days, I'm telling you, you get pregnant, your life is over. If the person does not come to marry you or like take responsibility, that's it for you. And remember, I was an orphan. Well, I am still an orphan. And your father, your biological father, for reasons best known to him, did not take responsibility.
The pregnancy.
And I was very young. I was 20 when I found out that I was pregnant. And again, no future, because I hadn't finished school. I was living with friends and all that kind of stuff. So really, there was nothing ahead until you showed up. And then now I began to have something look forward to your steps or your first words or
Sitting down and
those things. You were very naughty, by the way, as a child. But those things brought so much moments of joy in my life that I began to start looking forward to your first day of school and all those things. And I wanted to now provide, and I became a provider and a sole provider. So that for me
being a mother
is that for me is everything. The experience was painful and difficult. So I don't have baby photos of you. They don't exist. I think I have photos of you from the time you were 3 or 4, but that is when I was able to earn some money
to take those photos.
To be able to get a phone that can take photos or even just like take photos with a normal camera, the old digital cameras. And I remember something and I tell you this all the time, is that you never wore Pampers, like diapers. It wasn't something, you were not afforded that luxury. So, and I also could not afford napkins, the white ones. So I grew up.
What were you using?
I was using a leso. So in coastal, in the coastal region, we grew up in Kilifi. You were born in Kilifi, Mtwapa. You would cut a leso
into half
and tie it because it's easier. It's hot. So
in
even if
in less than 5
very
minutes,
easily it will dry up, and even if there is no sun, it will still dry very quickly. And so I just got lesos, and these are probably old lesos that I was given by friends when I was pregnant. Because I didn't even have maternity clothes. So I would just try and stuff myself into
whatever was
whatever I was still wearing and hand-me-downs.
Okay.
So I had 5 sets of white napkins that were for when I'm taking you clinic or when I'm taking you somewhere, to go and see someone. So that was it. And even if I now go back again, it's like your hospital bill was 800 shillings. You were born at Coast General. I couldn't afford it. It was paid for by a relative. I just walked in, paid the 20 bob that for admission. It's a government facility. And luckily it was an easy birth. You came so easily. So that was it. But I was stuck there for maybe 8 hours looking for 800 bob
for the bills to be paid.
To pay for your bill. So
now, from the much that you've told us, we have been able to grasp that motherhood found you in the middle of so much uncertainty, change in your life. You were young, and so to say chaos. You didn't have a lot of things figured out.
Nothing
exactly
was figured out.
So when you look back to that, do you feel you raised your children, or myself and my sister, or they also raised you as you were growing, or did you raise each other? There's that aspect of the growth that you experienced within yourself, and also as you are raising me.
I grew a lot raising you. Up until the point where I got married, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
And I remember you and I used to have dreams because of where we used to live.
I remember.
And we used to live in a den, you know that.
Yeah.
It's where drugs were being sold, all sorts of illicit brews, changa, munazi, everything was being sold there. And we were so scared to sleep. I don't know whether you remember this because,
everything was there.
Yeah, and it was a bit scary because sometimes the drunk people would come and knock the door. And you used to say this, "Oh, Mom, I pray for the day that we will move out of this house that doesn't have rats." Because we had rats the size of your foot.
Tutoke kwa hii nyumba ya panya.
Tutoke kwa hii nyumba ya panya. And you remember the toilet used to be outside. So we wouldn't go outside
at
at
night.
night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very graphic, but let's not go further than that. Yeah. So we grew a lot because we then moved into what is a bed sitter. And even when we were at the bed sitter, and you would still say, "Oh no, ma'am, I pray for the day that we will have a bedroom, a house with a bedroom." We didn't even care it was two or one. Like we just wanted a bedroom. And then into that, and somehow, and I really feel like, Sean, you were a prayer. You, like, God was answering our prayers through you, because you would actually visualize some of these things, and you would manifest them and talk about them very, because you
Vividly.
wanted that.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were sort of outcasts.
In the
Like no
society.
one wanted us. I remember trying to get you to meet your grandmother from your
That side.
dad's side,
Yeah.
and we were so shamed. They felt like maybe we had gone to beg for money, and that really, really, really hurt. So I was like, no. So we grew together. And then I think, when, just to tie in with the story of your sister, I mean, I got married afterwards, and you were about 5, 6 years
Those
old.
6, yes.
Yeah. And it took a while even before Maria came along. And my late husband, Wilson Maweru, may his soul rest in peace. That man loved you completely. Like I began to see how we could be a family. So, and that was so beautiful for me to watch. For a very long time, he tried to get me to have his child, and I was hesitant because I felt like he would love her or him more than you. But that wasn't the case, really, really. So there was a period where it was the three of us, and that was also very, very beautiful. And you and him had a very wonderful relationship, and I love that. And then now having Maria, who is she's just a bundle of joy and love in our family.
Yes.
Her middle name is Zawadi, and
Yeah.
she's literally a gift in the family.
Yeah.
So to look back now, and where I started off the journey of motherhood, I think we raised each other. You and I literally raised each other to a particular point, because I felt like you also made me believe in myself a little bit more. You made me want things, because I for some time I thought I didn't deserve good things.
Good things. Yeah.
Yo, okay.
Little tissue break?
No. Let's go on. Real
Okay.
conversations.
Now, from you've shared very raw and unfiltered seasons through motherhood, and how very many things didn't go how quote unquote should have, you know. And we would some would say that was your lowest point in motherhood. And you started at that lowest point. What kind of mother were you afraid that you would become? Looking back at those lowest moments and how you had to navigate that, because you shared that you really, my birth gave you purpose and reason, but at the same time you had those doubts and fears of what if you don't end up becoming a certain level of a mother. So let's look back on what you are afraid. What type of mother were you afraid of becoming? Think this can give light to young mothers as well, and also mothers who maybe at some point they are losing hope in their journey or are uncertain in their journey. Yeah.
I was afraid of not being alive. Because I had been orphaned at
A very young age.
a very young age, and I was a teenager. And I think it is still a fear that I have now, especially because my daughter is now a teenager. And so like for me, it's still my greatest fear. Like I want to be present. I want to see you grow up. So and I'm glad I'm seeing you and I'm seeing my daughter. So it is a fear that I have. I think I've started that low, I was like, nothing can
Nothing.
scare me.
It can never get worse than this.
Like, you know what? Because if you've already hit rock bottom, there's no
There's no other.
The only other
lower
way you can go is
up.
up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I was already at the lowest of the lowest, and therefore, not as a mother, nothing scares me. It might hit me, but nothing scares me. I think like losing my husband, it took me forever to get over that, and it was so painful. And when that hit me, because he was my rock, like I built my career because he was the foundation that I was standing on. And he was like a wonderful partner, supporting. And he was even more present as a parent than I was, because I was out there building movements.
Yes.
So for me, my fear is that just that one thing, like dying and not seeing my kids. I want to see grandkids. I'm actually waiting.
I told you 6 children. They're coming.
No
They're
problem.
coming.
No problem. I will have them all in my house.
Now, looking back at the 21 years of being a mother, and now narrowing it down to me, do you mostly see struggle, or do you see how strong you are through it? What does it signify for you through motherhood? Looking at all the struggle as well. Do you look at the journey and like, damn, that was a very tough time, or do you look back and you're like, no, that was actually my strongest moments?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I would say it's a little bit of both. Like you both are my kids. You're my kids, but you're my friends as well. I mean, I'm first your mother, but we're friends as well. So I like, and even in friendships, like just normal friendships that you'd have with people, you rough at one point or another. I would say it's very different. It's very different with you than it is with my daughter, because I love being a boy mom, a mom boy. No?
I'm a boy mom.
A boy mom.
Yes.
But I so also love being a girl mom, because the love that I have for both of you is so different. So I have a little bit of both. The fears that I have for you are not the ones I have for Maria. The excitement that you bring into my life are not the ones that she brings into my life. Like it's all different, but I feel like all of it just somehow it fits in. Like it's
a full circle moment.
It fits into my heart so wholesomely. But then also the times when you kids are just being kids, and now I have to be
a mother,
and be strict and sometimes I'm so strict to the point that I come to bring the mood. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
I get you.
Like sometimes, like I can be so strict that then there's so much tension in the house, and it's still upon me to
balance it out.
Out.
Now, what did motherhood teach you that nothing else would have?
Love.
How so?
I love this verse in the Bible, Corinthians 13. Love is patient, love is kind. It's not proud. It does not keep wrongs. It does not, like that entire verse is what motherhood is. Show me a mother who does not love unconditionally. It is only your mother who can love you unconditionally. Everyone else, there's a price.
Yes, there's a price to their love. Yeah.
There is a price. And even if someone comes and says there isn't, they are lying. And I'm saying this because I am brought back at that Coast General Hospital where I was in labor, and I didn't labor for long. And I was in labor. And at the point where I was like, now just about to give up, and you popped out, because you literally popped out. My heart, like, it's like ripped open. You think you know love.
Give birth.
Yes. I'm not advising you to go and give birth, but yes.
Okay.
That is love. And I've had the beauty of enjoying that twice. So even as much as Maria was a C-section, I was awake.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
you
like when she was taken out and put in my arms, and it's the same thing all over again. It's just like your heart just like literally it's ripped open, and you get to experience the most purest form of love. So me, that is what motherhood has taught me.
you. So you've lived through losses, displacement, difficult experiences through motherhood. How did those experiences shape the kind of mother you chose to become? So if you could give us maybe an experience, and then that experience you sat down in your thinking, you feel it affected a choice of how you chose to mother us. Yeah.
So, and it's very different. So for you, I remember very well. I was like, "There's no way this child is going to be hungry, right?" And like I said in my previous episode, even while I was doing sex work when I was younger, before having you, it was for survival and a roof over my head. So through different partnerships or entanglements or situationships that I was in, that was different because you didn't exist. To the point where I now met your dad and I knew this is it. It was him because we had talked about having a child. So being left hanging.
And you knew the name of the child because I was named that child.
Yes, after his favorite artist. Yeah. So that was hard for me. That was so hard for me. It meant having to make the decision once again that, you know what, I have to stay in sex work. Luckily, being in that industry and going to volunteer wherever I was changed my life. So I think it's a culmination of events.
Yes.
Having made a very difficult decision, but then it opened up a door for me. So that was different. And therefore, the way in which I mothered you is so different because, Sean, you know, I was very strict with you. Very strict. Like I felt like hatuwezi chezea hii chance. Like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
So like can we make the best out of it?
Yeah.
But then I then learned about the promises of God. Yeah. And I rooted my motherhood a lot in my faith. So getting married was something that I had wanted. So I've had the chance of experiencing that. Even through the loss and still continuing to be a mother, you know how I mother Maria. Yeah. It's very different. I wouldn't say I am doing gentle parenting with her.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Because for her, I need to be both parents. I needed to be both parents for you, yes. But remember, both your parents are alive. So the reason why you would think I'm gentle parenting Maria is you have both parents. Both your parents are on this earth.
Yeah.
And that's different for her. And because as she's growing, she's more aware that she does not have another parent.
Yes.
And therefore, I have to be both. And so many a times I go back and I ask myself, what would Wawesh do in this situation? And I do exactly that. And I might not be right.
But you try
but
to
I
cover
try
it,
because I
yes.
remember the kind of person that he was,
and the type of father that
and
he
the
was.
type of father that he was to you, the type of husband he was to me, and therefore I have to show that to her. So you will see it as gentle parenting, but especially at this age, where she's really trying to form her own identity, she's missing a critical part of it.
Her life, yes.
And there's that book it's called, again, me, I'm not reading, but I know the title of books. The absent father syndrome. Yeah. So I have suffered an absent father syndrome, and therefore I don't want her. I don't wish that for her.
For her to experience it, yes.
Not so gentle parenting, but
okay,
yeah,
sure. No, were there moments where you had to learn motherhood on your own terms because there weren't like specific blueprints to follow through, to ask about? Where you were like, you know what? At this point, I'm figuring it out on my own now. So you had to be the blueprint. You had to figure it out on your own.
But Sean, I have figured it out on my own.
Okay.
I want to say this, remembering a conversation I had with my sister very recently. And she did point out to me is that I don't parent like her. And my eldest brother was also in the conversation. And they were actually calling me out for being soft with you.
Okay.
And he also said that, why am I not a little bit more strict? Because everyone kind of feels like I let you just run around loose.
But run around loose is crazy.
but you see, I don't. So for example, as you're doing content, and what most people might not be aware is that I was your manager ever since you started. So I am not always front row center, but I'm aware. I'm aware that we are doing this. I feel like as a millennial, I was part of the millennial generation that were trying to break particular barriers of how we were being parented. Yeah. I'm a bit of a rogue agent myself.
So you expected it. You knew. You were like,
because
yes,
because my friend's mom used to tell me, the punishment that you're giving me now, when I was living with them, my friends, right?
Your
child will do exactly that, and it will be 10 times worse. So be careful what you're doing. And it's true. And at the time that you're being told, you don't think it is until you actually get to experience it. So I'm telling you for sure, I was a rogue agent of my generation. Just not like, or rather questioning. Yeah. And I like that about you is that, okay, so why? Who said so?
Why are we doing this? Make it make sense.
And do we have to? And is there another way of doing it? And so I have tried to do that a lot in my parenting because, first of all, kukuchapa did not work.
We tried that a few times.
Yes, and shouting at you also did not work. Well, I have a look that the look works. You know that mom look that there's a mom look that when it's given, mother gives, and I've crossed a boundary. Yeah. So I have that. Yeah. So I think maybe that one I borrowed from previous generations. But I have tried to parent you and Maria on my own terms. Yeah. Because I also don't want to follow another person's blueprint. And fail at it because I'll feel like I didn't have a say in the matter. I didn't have a choice in the matter of how I'm raising my kids. So if it's going to backfire on me,
might as well be your choice.
It might as well be my choice than anyone else's. Okay. I do take advice though. I do listen. I am I listen to quite a number of parenting podcasts. I think you and I struggled a little bit earlier on in your career, and I did join a support group. There is a support group for for parents of Gen Z kids.
Oh wow! Because
Really?
it's like
Yes.
it's what the Alcohol Anonymous? Eh?
Yeah. Well, it's not an anonymous
Yeah.
thing, but it's just a place where we are really trying to share as parents to understand, because you're also coming with so many things that are different, or for lack of a better word, and I don't like using it, woke. But I think like the woke generation began with people
It's
like
you guys,
me.
actually, yeah.
Yeah. So we are the ones who started the woke. Particularly.
Wokeness,
I mean,
yeah.
how do I start a sex worker movement? Like, what's wrong with me? Yeah. So woke generation began with us. Like in Sasa, you guys have also taken it a little bit too far. So that group is there, and if someone wants, they can ask me. We'll see how we can integrate. But it's a really nice space, because you then start realizing that it's your child doesn't have a problem. Most of us walk into that space thinking that there's something wrong with my child, but that's not the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you became a mother at a very young age, at 21.
This age of mine,
Which is the age I'm in right now. I'm like,
and I'm still very young.
At what did that season teach you about survival, about responsibility, about we've talked about love, so we don't have to touch on that, but survival and responsibility, because that's a very young age
We can
and a
talk about
huge
love.
responsibility being, lack of a better word, dumped on you because it fell on your lap. You get. So what did that season teach you?
Oh, don't do it.
Don't have a kid at 21?
Listen, don't have sex unless you're ready for the
consequence.
for the responsibility that comes with, not even consequence, responsibility, because there's a whole range of things
That can
apart from
happen.
pregnancy.
Yes.
There are STIs, there's HIV, there's so many things that
can happen
with you just by having sex. And let's bring in spirituality, soul ties, and all the kind of things. Don't do it.
Okay.
But we do know
Young girls,
we know that people,
young men, remember, don't do it.
we know that it's happening. But
Yeah.
if you really do ask me, well, am I saying wait until married? Not really.
Nah, not really.
But
then
that's
that
my
also drives the
opinion.
question of
When is the right time?
No, abstinence or protection.
Oh, be faithful.
Or
We are
be
back
faithful.
to
Yes,
the ABCs.
yes. Abstinence,
Be
be faithful or protection.
Protection.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a whole lot of responsibility. If I knew then what I know now, I probably would not have had a kid at 21.
Okay. But then your life wouldn't have turned out.
But then my life would not have turned out
Yes.
like this. So
I think there's a bargaining chip to it, especially to your particular story.
the surviving part of it, Sean, I will tell you this, is not the
It's
decisions.
not something you'd want to redo.
Yes. I would I live my life this way? No, probably not. Do I want to change a few things? Well, yeah. But can I keep you in the process of changing?
Of changing the trajectory that
that's
happened.
just what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22 situation where I want to pick the good things, but you know what? Life is not just made out of good things.
Good things, yeah.
Yeah, so it's also those bad experiences, the hurtful experiences that
piece together to form the entire story
of who I am today.
Yes.
I still want to talk about love, because you know what? I thought I knew what love was. And I did not know until I got married. Unfortunately. So if your father is going to watch this, unfortunately, at that particular point, I was 21. My brain is not fully developed. So you can't, the concept of
love,
of being in love with someone, it's just the butterflies and the sweet words, but it's more than that. And I think I made that decision later on in life now when I was getting married, because I still say this up until today. He remains the love of my life. And I'm very, and maybe that's why I'm a single mom up until now, because I have a blueprint.
Wow, so you're comparing everyone.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not comparing, but I kind of know what it is that I'm looking for in a partner. They don't have to tick all my boxes,
But there are
I
those
know,
particular boxes that
and
have.
for me, for someone who is like really grounded in a family, and it's very hard for someone to walk into our dynamic right now. You're a 21-year-old man. You're very intimidating to men who walk into my life, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm still single. So, and that kind of love also has to look very different from what I got earlier, because my kids are grown.
Are older.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, looking back at your kids, Maria, myself, and how we've turned out, what parts of the journey do you see reflected in us of your journey?
Can you stand up and give us a 360?
Oh,
Well, I mean, definitely you got your sense of style from me.
okay.
Yeah, you definitely took that. I mean, actually, let me tell you this. Scientifically, 70% of a child's brain comes from the mother. So like my kids are brilliant. I can brag about that.
Clock it.
Yeah. So I'm glad you all got my brains. I'm not saying that the men that I had babies with are not smart men or brilliant men, but I mean, it's still my brain, 70% of it.
Yes.
I don't really look, and this part of my motherhood journey is a bit painful. I don't look like any of my kids.
Who?
I don't look like you. I don't look like Maria. You both look like your
our
fathers.
fathers. Oh.
Yeah.
But I got my smile from you.
Maybe
Yeah.
that one. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But Maria is coming. You will meet her. Yes.
She'll end up looking like you.
She does have things about me. I think you've started noticing.
Yeah, I
how,
have. Yeah. She
I
carries herself.
I just don't like the fact that she doesn't like pink.
Well, that is a debate for another day.
Yeah. but yes. Yeah.
Now, let's circle back to career and motherhood.
Okay.
How do you think motherhood influenced how you built your career? Because also taking note of the fact that your career skyrocketed immediately after you gave birth to Maria. That is when your career that's when it was climbing at a speed of God knows what. But so at that point, now having two kids, and yes, you were married, but at that point, how did you balance motherhood, leadership in your organization, the power that you had within your marriage dynamic and also in your organization, and also how you built your career?
Wow. So Maria ni ule mtoto alikuja na sahani yake. But
Alichagua mzazi.
Alichagua. But you know, people say that about me and you as well when they see your videos. But also, I feel like you are also that kind of a child. You were a blessing, really, because yes, later on, like at 28 is when it really shot up. Ooh, did I just tell people my age? But so I had you at 21. The first few years were about teething, maybe the first 3. But after 3 years, really, that's when my career started. Not skyrocketing, but
it started.
It started
footing.
peaking.
Yes.
I became more vibrant, visible within
The movement.
the movement spaces and that kind of thing. One of the things that made that possible is, again, Waweru was amazing at being a parent. I didn't even know how to do it. And one of the things I remember us having this thing to bargain, he told me, it's been 3 years since we were together. It's been 3 years. Just give me a child. I was like, but I have to put my career on hold and I have to do this and we really had to compromise about it. And he said, you know what? He's more into business and he can be the foundation and the grounding for the family. And he was like, where do you need to go? Go. I'm here. You go wherever it is you need to go, but I am here. So and it allowed me to thrive. He understood the demands of the job. He was very open-minded as well. Imagine your wife going on media and saying how she's a sex worker and speaking about sex worker rights. So again, pia mimi nilijichagulia bwana. Right?
Yes.
But he made all of that possible. Afterwards, it became a bit difficult because I needed to relearn to be a parent by myself because he was no longer there. And so now actually that's the time that you and I formed a relationship because remember, I was just there as the provider.
Yeah, we became close after.
And we became closer after he died. Because it meant I needed to be more physically present for my kids than for the career. And I think over the number of years, I have enjoyed having my career take a step back gradually. And even the role that I play now allows me to be more present with you and with Maria. And that, I think it's very beautiful. And I equally count myself very lucky because not many people are able to do it. So when you talk about that work-life balance, I feel like if I was still doing that, the exchanging of suitcases a day after I land, we would not have this right now. That would be a different kind of parenting. So some sacrifices need to be made.
Needed to be made,
for the mother in me to actually come out. Yeah, because I don't think I had it in me. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more about your experience raising Maria.
Okay.
That was a different type of motherhood journey. Different things. The aspect that it's a girl, you are more financially stable, you are married, so you had support system. Now, look, it's 13 years later. She's a teenager now. What has it been like watching her become a young girl, a young lady, especially her now turning the age where your life automatically turned? What fears do you have, and what do you pray for her to not go through that you went through at that same age?
There's a joke we make in the family. I'm like, I have crocodiles. For anyone who's coming for my daughter, I have I don't have dogs.
I don't have dogs.
I don't have a panda.
I have crocodiles.
I have crocodiles because they will eat you alive, or sharks, whatever.
Yeah.
Maria I feel like at this particular point, because you're an adult, and I can say this without retribution, I hold on to her with everything I have got. I mean, a boy is going to like her. She is gorgeous. Of course, boys are going to like her. We've already had the sex conversation. And I wanted to get that in as early as possible. Are there things that I have told her already, my history in sex work and blah, blah, blah? No, not yet.
She's a little bit too young to understand it.
But she does, because I like watching this Law and Order SVU. So she's hearing me watch. Mom, what is prostitution?
And
she was like, Mom, what is porn?
Yeah.
So she would ask me what this is. Yeah. And I would just tell her, you're too young to know.
Understand it right
And
now.
I remember at some point we had not had the sex conversation. And I told her, you're too young for it. Up until a point where she became a young girl and I decided, okay, we can now have the sex conversation. Do other parents do it like me? Maybe not. So please don't come for me. I'm raising my family my way. But I feel like, based on my experience and not wanting just to pass on generational trauma and generational, I don't want to call them curses, but like patterns that repeat.
Yeah, they repeat themselves.
My mother, I look exactly like my mom. Did you know that?
You do. I've seen the pictures.
I look exactly like her. And my mom got married at 16 and had my firstborn brother at 19. So there's a bit of a pattern there. And you can only go as much as, of course you will pray, but you also need to equip the person with the tools.
Yes.
No one had the sex conversation with me. Sex education was not being taught in primary, because that is how
early you become active.
People are becoming active. You do the reproductive health thing and you'll make those giggles in class, and then that's it. So I'm equipping her early enough so that she knows, and she knows the consequences. I like that we have girls' nights and we have girl time, just me and
You
her.
and her.
And I don't go like probing. Oh, so yeah. Or I don't go like snooping on her phone or what's happening. I still do the parental control of the device, but then I allow for us to sit down and have conversations in a way that she feels free enough to open up to me.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand, I was just shocked along the way. So I'm trying to
Course correct.
to course correct in this year. Yeah.
Okay. So, what part of your career did influenced the aspect of leaving a legacy for your children?
Oh, as a feminist, I want to. I know this, and I can say this proudly. You are a feminist.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So, because I want to change the world.
Yeah.
So whatever blueprint, however minuscule or large, I'm hoping it is large, that footprint is, and hopefully, but in about 3 years, I will be done writing my book, Footprints of Amarula Girl. And what I was doing it to change generations. Yeah. So I want my daughter to be able to make better decisions because there are better policies that allow her to make those decisions. Yeah. I don't ever want her to feel as if she's coerced or she has no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I made particular, even just how I parent even now, not even just my career. I want her to have as many unlimited options as possible in her choice of career, in her choice of dressing, in her choice of partner. I don't think there's a better way of emancipation of a human being than just affording her choices, or him or her, but then also ensuring that there are better laws
in place
that allow for people to make such choices. And so, and it's the same for you. So when I say I know I have raised a feminist man, is because I know when you're out there, you are not another enforcer of patriarchy. You're not another enforcer of a system that harms and victimizes women in all walks of life. Yes.
Sorry. Right. Now, as we wind down, when you see me and the person that I'm becoming and growing into, what does it mean to you seeing me step into what people call their purpose in their career? Yeah.
I have immense pride. And because I have been on the forefront for so long, we walk into spaces and someone is expecting me to be the louder voice in the room as your manager. But no, I let you take the lead. I think another time, I think we found ourselves in a situation and I was saying, no, he's the man of the house because that's what you are. I am very proud of you, of what you're building. Like, you have my support 100%. Please don't make me tear again. I've done this so many times as you're launching different things.
Yes.
So, and just to say that from a daughter's point of view, because you carry my father's name, I like wherever he is, he's so proud of you. So equally. There we go.
To close.
To close.
When your children watch this conversation, 10, 20, 50 years from now, your grandchildren, 6, they're coming. What is one message you want them to carry about love, resilience, and purpose?
All of those?
No, like love, tell us one. Resilience, tell us one. And purpose, tell us one.
About resilience is that you can do anything. You can do anything that you set your mind to it.
Amen.
Still on purpose is that God is the author of your story.
Amen.
Yeah, because at 21, I could not.
You could not fathom.
I could not imagine that this would be me.
Yeah.
Or this would be you.
Yeah.
Or that would be
Maria. Yeah.
And therefore, like, don't cancel out God.
Okay.
God is the author of your story. About love, it can move mountains.
Okay.
It can move mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me again. Can I not come back?
We'll see about that. Now, at the end of it all, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And I love you very, very much.
I love you too, son.
Thank you, loves, and we'll see you on the next one.